Hi, I'm Seth Worley, a writer and director of commercials and branded content for clients like Bad Robot, Red Giant, and of course, Lipscomb. I recently got to direct this crazy fun spot for Lipscomb's Film and Creative Media Masters program starring Steve Taylor. The ad is chock full of visual effects, and I thought it'd be cool to pop up in the hood and show you how we accomplished some of them. For this opening shot, we filmed Steve in front of a green screen with tracking markers to help us accurately match the camera movement in post. Those tracking markers would later be erased along with the green screen and replaced by stock footage of a car explosion. Then for the sunglasses gag, we actually had Steve discreetly throw his sunglasses to the floor before pantomiming the big throw. Then in post, I simply cut out the sunglasses from a frame where they were in front of the green screen and animated them with Steve's hand to fly over and plant onto one of those heads. Then I simply removed the green and voila. Now this shot is actually two separate shots that we cut together in the whip pan, as he fakes throwing the lens across the room, cutting to our second shot, which we perform with no lens on the prop camera, and a string, which, like the sunglasses, is totally visible in the final cut, tied to the camera so a grip can pull to make the camera shake as if something hit it. Then from a pass we did with the lens on the prop camera, I took a freeze frame and cut out the lens and animated it into the main shot to fly in and land on the camera. Now for this gag, we wanted Steve to defy all logic and physics by effortlessly folding up one of these reflectors in one fell swoop. If you've ever used one of these, you know that it's just literally impossible, so here's what we did. Steve performed the first half of the shot normally, stopping right at the point where the reflector is supposed to fold up. Then everybody, including the camera operator, performed the second half of the shot in reverse. So Steve is actually pulling the reflector out of its case and handing it back to the PA. So now when you play that take backwards, Steve appears to be putting the reflector back into the case and zipping it up. So then in post, we stitched the two shots together, using the rapid motion of the reflector to distract the audience from seeing the cut. Now we performed this shot with nothing on the screen, just tracking markers to help match the camera move. Then in post, after tracking the shot, we erased the markers, brought in a shot of Steve on green screen, got rid of the green screen, added some TV effects using Red Giant Universe's Holomatrix 2 and VHS plugins, and then when Steve actually passes in front of the TV, we manually cut around Steve frame by frame to make sure he obscures the TV image. So then, as you'd expect, catching a pistachio with a slate is not as easy as we make it look. So we did this gag in two shots. In the first, Steve actually tosses the pistachio and Lacey goes to catch it, but right at the catching point, we cut to this tighter shot where we have the shell already off the pistachio and the pistachio already clamped in the slate. In post, we took this frame from the first shot and cut out the pistachio, duplicated it, and animated them to look like two halves of the shell cracking apart and falling to the ground. Then for our big fun hero shot at the end, we wanted to be able to customize what text or URL we put on the drone, so we just put a piece of paper with some tracking markers on it. Then in post, we added a longer sign with our URL and simulated the drone's red light. Then we added Steve to the TV screen and added a stock explosion for good measure, because what kind of final shot would it be without an explosion?